Hello, friends, and thank you for joining us for another episode of Fort Worth Roots.
Kind of in the country, so you get bugs flying all over the place and into your mouth and crawling onto you.
I ate a bug there.
And everything.
I ate a bug. Well, I have to tell the story.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I was, because I ate it. Right. So I was singing, high note, bug flies in mouth, and often they land on you and kind of crawl, which is fine. You just have an agreement. But it definitely landed in my mouth while I was singing, and it was like I could stop and deal, I could stop and like deal with this, or I could just swallow.
You made a conscious decision to eat this bug.
For my art.
Yeah.
For your art.
Because the show must go on.
Listen to that dedication, folks. This is a special midweek episode. Fort Worth Roots Podcast releases an episode every single Monday, but whenever we have a backlog like we got right now, you start getting extra episodes. Information on our sponsors is found at the end of this episode, but we always highlight one up front. Today, we want to highlight Hauk Walker Originals. HaukWalker.com. They offer a huge variety of unique and personalized gifts, also laser engraving to customize just about anything you can think of. Go check them out, HaukWalker.com. And the entire reason that we're releasing this episode so quickly, we just recorded with these folks a few days ago, but they had a big event coming up. It's an album release party that's going to be happening at the Post. Tips and Obermiller album release show is going to be at the Post this Sunday, March 24th, starting at 6 p.m. So wonderful local Fort Worth band, really nice people, as you'll see in this episode. We're going to have them play 2 songs during the recording, and then at the very end of this episode, we are going to play 2 tracks for you. One is called Jack, and the next one is called Thick as Thieves. Thick as Thieves is on their new album, and it happens to be my favorite Tips and Obermiller song right now. And this was just a really last-minute idea, but there's another event coming up tomorrow, Wednesday, March 22nd, and I wanted to make sure that this got out there. Like I said, super last minute, didn't ask permission to play this, so I guess I'll just beg for forgiveness later. But here's the man that's putting it on himself tomorrow at Lola's, Mr. Sean Russell. Let's see what he's got to say real quick.
Hey everybody, this is Sean Russell. I'm the lead singer of the Cutthroat Finches, and tomorrow night at Lola's over on Berry and 8th, we're going to start a new series called the Cowtown Dugout. This will be a monthly series that highlights the songwriting that's happening right here in Fort Worth. Since the pandemic, many of you that are songwriters know, and people in bands know that a lot of the synergy that we had built in Fort Worth and our music scene has suffered and hasn't really recovered. So I'm hoping this will be just like coming and hanging out in a living room, which is how Lola's feels to me. And we just hang out and have some drinks and share what we're writing and what we're doing and support each other. The idea will be that each month I'll feature 2 to 3 artists. This is not going to be a Cutthroat Finches or a Sean Russell show. It really is meant to feature a few artists, maybe rearrange some songs, cover some songs by some other Fort Worth artists, and also for each of us get to have a chance when we have brand new songs to release them.
There is more to that. You can find it on the Cutthroat Finches Instagram page and on their TikTok page. It's just Cutthroat Finches. Mr. Russell, I hope you didn't have any issue with me playing that for you, sir. I did not ask permission again. Anyway, Lola's tomorrow. Go check it out. This is going to be a really cool deal. And if you couldn't tell from the recording with Sean right there, his heart's in the right place. He's doing something for the Fort Worth music community. So I wanted to get behind that and share his message right up front on this episode. And then again, don't forget Tips and Obermiller release party at the Post on the 24th, and there will be information on that in the show notes, and I'll remind you again at the end of the show. And again, stay tuned to the very end. I've got 2 studio quality tracks provided to me by our guest today. The first one will be Jack, and the second track is called Thick as Thieves off their new album. That's enough talking out of me. Thank you for being here. Please give it up for my new friends, Hilary Tips with 2 P's and Steve Obermiller. Let's start the show.
Clear for landing. Over, under. Roger, roger. You have clearance, Clarence.
What's your vector, Victor?
Right. This Garth Brooks thing going on. We can wander around all around.
Yeah. And I'm glad I didn't know.
All right, let's do some strumming and just test this mic out.
Yeah. Why do we sound not in tune with each other?
can make that work. As always, I'm the louder guitar.
Yeah. It's okay, I talk louder.
I think this is just going to kind of do what it does. Your microphones on your excuse me, on your headsets are picking it up too, so.
Yeah.
Is it okay that we put on our headsets?
Yeah, that's,
Okay.
you got to.
Because it's part of the costume.
What about your cape?
Wardrobe.
You were saying something about a cape earlier.
My cape on.
Yeah. What is a cape on?
My cape on is my thing that makes my key change on my guitar.
Okay.
Otherwise known to actual guitar players as a capo.
Yes.
Yeah.
And a guitar pick is
That's
a
okay.
butchie.
Yeah.
Where did you get Butchie?
I do not know. My brother made it up, whose name is also Andrew. But when he was a little kid, he would always be like, "Where's the butchies?" Because my dad would always have change and guitar picks in his pocket.
But that word's a little less uncomfortable than capon, I think.
I don't know why you guys are uncomfortable with cape on.
Well,
For the record, I was
put it
fine.
into his head.
I thought you wanted to put a cape around your neck.
That's so sweet.
Yeah. Maybe I need to start thinking of it that way.
But
and it'll
next
be a little
time, if
less-
you could both show up in capes, that would be great.
Absolutely.
two cool things right there. Capes and a next
and
time.
a next time.
here, right?
Exactly. And no tampons.
Yeah,
He hasn't even talked to us
Once
yet.
you get on the show, you got to come back.
Nice. Every time there's a new record.
So, where are you guys currently located? I know you play and gig all around Fort Worth. Are you Fort Worthians yourself?
We are.
Yeah.
I am from here. We moved here when I was in kindergarten. So,
Okay, yeah.
Which was a really long time ago. Dinosaurs roamed the earth. And,
Right. I-20 didn't exist yet.
Right.
Right.
Southwest side of town was still really good neighborhood.
Wow.
Still a lovely neighborhood. I don't
It
know
is
what you're
actually
talking
still a
about.
very lovely
You
neighborhood.
didn't get me with dinosaurs, but that being a good neighborhood, that
Yeah, there are people probably in the southwest of this town that are going to be listening to this.
No, they're going to be like, what's wrong with my neighborhood? And then I'm going to tell them I live on the east side, and they're going to be like, what are you talking
Right,
about?
exactly.
That B string doesn't want to be in tune. Steve has been here for 30 years, although he lived in Mansfield.
I got here as fast as I could.
from Mansfield.
Well, no, from all around, from being in the Air Force and
okay.
my father being in the Air Force, and got here after school. And yeah, I mean, it was technically Arlington and Mansfield, but
Yeah.
I always felt like it was Fort Worth. I always liked Fort Worth way better.
Yeah.
Than
And you
both
worked
of
in
those
Fort
two
Worth.
places.
You worked in the
Yeah.
at Branch Smith,
Yeah.
which is now where Tulips is, and
that-
all those lofts. And
It's pretty cool to see.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Tulips place was the warehouse where they stored the paper and everything for the printing company that I worked for 20
Oh,
years.
wow.
he's that old guy when Tulips was like, right over there, that was the bindery.
right. Yeah.
And I'm like, nobody knows what a bindery is, bro.
I don't know what a bindery is. What is a bindery?
It's where they take all the printed sheets of paper and they turn it into books and things like that. And
Yeah.
folds it and
Okay.
binds it all together.
We could probably do a full episode on would this be considered a printing press?
I've been out of it long enough that I've forgotten half of what I knew. So
Right.
yeah.
But what did you do for them? Like, what was your function?
I was in what they call pre-press, which is to take all the electronic files that customers would send in. We check them out. We'd help them, with any of the problems they had, and then we'd produce proofs. We'd put it together and send it on to the presses.
Okay.
Yeah.
So and
So I was computer work, like all the Adobe products and stuff like that.
so was this for a local publication or?
We were a sheet fed printer for all sorts of people, even stuff around the country.
Yeah.
So,
Give me just a second. I'm gonna turn the AC on.
I was about to say, I'm hot now. I'm hot, I'm cold, I'm hot, I'm cold.
That is okay.
Yeah. It got all warm in here.
We got every light that the studio has on right now. So that
making
kind of
us-
makes sense. Yeah, I was sweating. So
Yeah. And
AC, great.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was getting there. I was about to sweat.
I think cold will be better than hot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally.
Y'all are probably going to be hot later today. You have a gig later on?
Yeah, we do.
It's the first of the season at, I don't know how to say it.
Gemelli.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Now, y'all have played there before. I saw a picture of you in front of the love sign that
that's
they
a
had
great
down in there.
stage. Yeah, that's really cool up there.
Now, I have it on good authority from Late to the Station that is one of the hottest places in Fort Worth to play during the summer. Just because it's kind of down in that bowl and there's no airflow whatsoever.
They are absolutely correct. Yeah.
Second only to playing before the play at Hip Pocket Theater.
Oh, that's true.
That can be very warm as well because the sun can actually get to you.
Yeah.
And it's kind of in the country, so you get bugs flying all over the place and into your mouth and crawling onto you.
I ate a bug there.
And everything.
I ate a bug. Well, I have to tell the story.
Yeah.
I'm not sure, but I was because I ate it. So I was singing high note, bug flies in mouth, and often they land on you and kind of crawl, which is fine. You just have an agreement. But it definitely landed in my mouth while I was singing, and it was like I could stop and deal. Right, I could stop and like deal with this, or I could just swallow.
You made a conscious decision to eat this bug
for my art.
Yeah.
For your art.
Because the show must go on.
Listen to that dedication, folks. Just for you.
Just like a soprano.
That's so crazy. You want to hear my bug eating story?
Yeah.
So I was a buddy of mine was doing some kind of mixed martial arts fight up in Oklahoma City. I decided to get on the motorcycle and take a ride up there.
Okay.
Well, driving around here in like DFW, there's no bugs. I don't know if you've noticed that, but it can be like the middle of summer and you're driving down 30. You will not get any bugs on your windscreen. I don't know what that's about. But this back road from here to there, lots of bugs. And I think it's just because of the constant traffic. Like, we kill all the bugs with our cars. So there's never like a huge... I tried,
everybody's catching them in front of you.
I was trying to do the math on this, right?
There's like a tunnel that keeps them out.
A dome.
Something. So, but anyway, I'm doing this math while I'm driving down the road. Like, why am I getting assaulted by these bugs? Because it was insane. Before I left, I decided that I wasn't going to keep the windscreen on my motorcycle.
Okay.
And I wasn't going to wear a helmet.
Oh, no.
Lord.
So I'm hauling ass 70 miles an hour. It's dark. I am getting beat to death by grasshoppers and every other kind of bug. I mean, I'm sucking.
Hurt.
How'd you stay on the road?
They hurt.
Well, so I slowed down. I'm like, I can't take it anymore. So I'm down to like 45 miles an hour, just like, because I've determined that like 45 miles an hour is the appropriate speed to take a bug to the face. That's like,
I'm
that's
taking
my
a bug
cutoff.
to the face in the mule, man. It's, no.
So I pull over. I'm like, I can't take this shit anymore. But I mean, I'm an hour into it. I'm not turning around to go get my windscreen.
Oh, yeah.
I already told my buddy I'm going to be there. I think I had hotel reservations and everything. So I just wait because I've done the math, right? I'm like, I know why this is happening. So I wait for an 18-wheeler. Woof, passes me. And I get right on his ass. And I follow him almost all the way to Oklahoma City. He stops at a gas station. I pull in and I wait for another 18-wheeler. So I just followed 18-wheelers the whole way to OKC.
Pretty smart. That's
This
good.
guy,
Yeah, I know.
if there's a zombie apocalypse, I would like you on our team.
Necessity is the mother of all invention. Because I mean, I wasn't gonna make it, dude.
That's
I
good.
was not. I was in so much pain. Anyway.
Seeing what he's doing to this space here.
Right? I'm telling you, zombie apocalypse.
Figures out how to.
We want Andrew Turner.
Yeah,
Okay.
absolutely. Yeah.
This is a man. Thank you. This is the 1st time anybody's invited me to their apocalypse.
I'm medical. He's a really good hunter, and you will be the guy that figures out what the hell we're doing.
I don't have any, but I'm really good with firearms, so I could help.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah,
You're welcome.
we're good.
Yeah,
Okay,
come on.
You're in. You're in.
So, Steve, what did you do in the Air Force, man?
I didn't. I sort of misspoke. My father was in the Air Force.
Oh, okay.
So I grew up in
But
the
you
Air
got to
Force
travel
moved
around and all that good
Yeah.
stuff. So
Yeah, mostly in Texas. A very unusual military career. We did move every 3 or 4 years, but for the most part, it was all around Texas, different cities, except for one stint when I was a teenager in Germany.
Okay.
We got to do a whole bunch of stuff.
how long
there
were you in Germany?
For 4 years.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, right when I was a teenager, like 13 to 17. So it was a real sweet spot to, and my parents went everywhere and made sure that we traveled and did all that stuff. And so I was very fortunate to be able to go all around Europe and do cool stuff.
Yeah.
Go to other exotic countries.
How old were
and
you?
stuff like that. 13 to 17.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty
Sweet.
cool.
Right in the sweet spot.
right, the right time to become a football fan.
Right.
Football.
Football.
fan.
Football.
Yeah.
And to play.
Not American
play.
football.
No.
No, not that kind.
They had one of those on the base, but that wasn't the popular one. They sucked. So it's good to be a soccer player.
So what were you doing around that same time, 13 to 17, while Steve was in Germany?
I was here going to Well, I'm younger than Steve, so I was in middle school and elementary school when he got there.
That's right.
That's a low-key way to call somebody old, wasn't it?
I remind him all the time.
She's found hundreds of ways to say it.
He's 4 years older than me, which is really not that many. But
especially the older we get, it gets closer and closer.
What are you talking about? I don't even know. We both have weird doctor's appointments that you don't have in your 30s. But anyway, so I was over on the southwest side of Fort Worth, and my parents, my dad was a musician here in town, and my mom was a psychologist, and we were here the whole time.
Is your dad a musician that we know?
He passed about in 2010.
Okay.
His name was David Tips, and he played around all over the place.
Yeah.
Just he played a lot of cover music and really big in the church community that we grew up in.
Okay. Seems like a lot of local musicians get their start in the church.
Yes.
And some of them still play in the church, like even the ones that are hitting all the. Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Just when we get asked, when we get invited. I grew up in it's called the Unity Church. Okay. It's like a non-denominational,
right.
Like a little tree hugging, a little hippie.
I got a taste of all of it. My parents were separated. My mom and her husband were Church of Christ, and then my dad was Baptist and non-denominational, then Foursquare, and I mean, so I got a little taste of all of it.
Yeah, you got it all, didn't you?
And then whenever I was in the military, the only way you would get out of Sunday cleaning duty was to go to church. So I'd try out all the different religions. Yeah,
no kidding.
So I feel like I'm fairly well versed. And then one of my girlfriends had some college assignment where we had to go to a cultural event. And in Fort Worth, Texas, there are plenty of cultural events, but for some reason, all we could find was a Buddhist ceremony to go to.
That's awesome.
Right. So we went to 2 of these, and that was excellent. Have y'all ever been to a Buddhist?
I have not, but I'd really love to.
It's so different from any other religion that I've ever sat in on a service, and the way that they would kind of present everything was, well, here's what you would do if you wanted to follow this teaching. Do it, don't do it, whatever, totally up to you. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Where's the damnation?
Aren't you forgetting something?
He's like looking up under the covers, like under the tablecloth, like, where's the damnation? I don't see it.
Can't find it anywhere.
Where is it?
It's not in the rafters.
I would definitely go back to another Buddhist service.
That's cool. Did y'all go over on Camp Bowie or over off Rosedale?
This was downtown. This was in a rented space right above the train station. What road is that? It's like just off of Lancaster on like the east side of downtown.
Okay.
Can't remember what road that is, but anyway, there's a train station right there.
Okay.
No. Cool. Just kind of like a pop-up Buddhist thing.
Neat. That's the
thank
best kind.
Thank you for your service,
yes.
by the way.
What branch were you in?
Army. Okay. Yeah, that's what this toilet seat's about.
Oh, okay.
I was dual status, so I worked as a civilian over here at Carswell.
Oh, neat.
Yeah, and they when I left, they gave me a toilet seat.
Yeah, well, you know.
So nice.
All the
Them
awards
boys.
you get. I thought you were going to things like Buddhist ceremonies, so you wouldn't have to clean things like that.
Is that how that works? Oh, yeah. I forgot about that connection.
Funny.
It's exactly right, though. Yeah, that's a little free tidbit of information if anybody's in the basic training phase of their military career. Yeah. Get out of cleaning by going to church service.
Good to know. Good to know.
They all knew what we were doing. We'd show up and be like, oh, yeah, praise be to, who? Who this week?
Where's the damnation?
So how did you two get connected? Y'all were both playing your own music? Because you do have 2 different bands, right? Or is it just Tips and Obermiller?
No, it's just Tips and Obermiller now.
Okay.
Yeah, these days. Yeah, we've had sort of different paths with that, but we met through a group of friends called that get together and as music night is what it's called basically, and it used to be a weekly thing on Thursdays
over in Fairmount. That's where it started.
And a huge gathering of just people sitting around and playing songs, and a bunch of friends and singer-songwriter,
campfire
covers, all that stuff, just every week. And it's since diminished, but and we're doing it kind of now about once a month, whenever, and now it rotates to people's houses, and they just host it.
And you were saying that y'all host this at your house?
Well, we do host that, but we also host actual house concerts. Yeah. So
we've had Heather Little and Garrett Owen and
Stephen
Prigmore, and we're going to have Elizabeth Wills in May.
Yeah, and Guthrie Kennard at some point this year.
Oh wow!
So, yeah.
Do y'all record at your house?
I actually do record them.
A little bit. Yeah. We're learning. Steve's going to probably apprentice with Mark Randall a little bit, who just opened up a studio.
Blackstone.
On the east side.
Okay, I was like, that name is so familiar.
Yeah, he used to run sound at Mass.
Yeah, I've got some Blackstone stickers.
Yeah.
I think right behind you. I moved them maybe. But yeah, I was there the other day with Sean Russell, and I am blanking on the gentleman's name that was with us. He was actually the guest of the show. I haven't put that episode out yet, but
you'll have to edit that part.
Nah, I'm not going to do it. I've really been trying hard not to over-edit these episodes because I had people get on to me like, yo, you were over-processing the hell out of these episodes.
Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah, so try to make it a little more. But anyway, he's the owner of Fort Worth Music Academy.
Oh,
and I'll have to put his name in the show notes now because I completely blanked on it. Anyway, we were at Blackstone, and it's an incredible little
we were losing our minds when we walked in there.
Yeah, it's a wonderful space.
Yeah, I told him when I drove down that street, I was like, holy crap, am I in the right place?
Right, am I going to get murdered?
Yeah. And then I thought, well, Cloudland's kind of like that, so maybe that's just how recording studios are. And I told him that when I got there, like, oh yeah, no, that's a good rule of thumb.
Very cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's best if it's away.
Yeah.
We were driving over there, and I was like, the only place my brother ever got carjacked was Stop 6, right? Steve was like, we're okay.
We're going to be all right.
Did y'all do some recording there that day?
Not yet.
No.
We just went for the open house.
Oh, yeah.
Because we're just big Mark Randall fans.
Man, if I had known, I guess they were kind of keeping it a little quiet. But I found out either the day of while it was going on or the day after, and I was so pissed.
Aww.
I was like, I would have definitely gone to that.
You would have loved it because all your people were there.
They were.
Yeah.
There was a lot of my friends there, yeah. And I don't know what my deal is with studios lately, but I love going into studios.
Because studios are kick-ass, man.
Yeah, there's a vibe, you know?
I love being in the studio.
Good vibe.
I do not love it as much as y'all do.
Yeah.
What's your problem with studios?
I don't know. The first record I made was in my 20s, and I kind of always felt like Marcel the Shell with shoes on. Like, have you ever seen that? It's this little
He's
shell.
going to have to put that in the liner notes.
Yeah, you are going to have to put that. It's this little shell that
is like, I'm going to have this little piece of lint. It's going to be my pet. Can anyone hear me? I'm over here.
It's pretty dang cute.
I'm
it's a
fine.
YouTube thing.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well, this is adorable.
But I don't really know where she's going with the Marcel Shell thing.
So, because that's how we ended up feeling in the studio. Like,
it's just uncomfortable.
Whatever you guys want to do, I'm just a girl who plays guitar, so I'm just going to be over here in the corner,
And
on your own album,
on my own record, right? In my 20s. And so I just have had I'll run in and sing backups like a champ on anybody's record. I love doing that. Fort Worth, I love doing that. But
public service.
But the actual process is just really, it's hard for me to speak up and kind of own my space.
Yeah, you're not comfortable in that kind of environment, it sounds like.
But the record that we just made was much better, and so I will be interested to see how it continues.
And where did y'all do that one?
At Southside Recorders.
Okay.
And Peter Waringa engineered it, and great players. And my friend played bass, Aiden Bubeck, who I've known since college, so that was really comfortable because he's also great. But we've also been schlepping through this together for 30 years.
Nice.
So
we have Matt Tedders on guitar and our friend Trey Ware on drums.
Matt Tedder just got highlighted in something this last week.
That does not surprise me.
I don't know if it was Amplify It Went 7 or something.
Cool.
I just saw his name come up.
His record
So
comes
amazing.
out, I think, the day before ours.
No. I think it's coming out. He said in June. I just talked to him.
Oh, later
and
than
then
that. Okay.
Tips and Obermiller album release show at the Post is going to be on March 26th.
Yes.
Yeah,
How do y'all feel about
Garrett
that?
Owen is going to open for us. We're super excited about that because he's phenomenal.
All excitement, no nerves.
Oh,
Always.
Oh yeah, we're
I've
cool as
never-
cucumbers.
I've never played on that stage before. We've played with Jacob in the courtyard.
Jacob Fur?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I need to get him on the show. Jacob, if you're listening to this, dude, we've been flirting online. Like, he's been liking my stuff. I've been liking his.
Online flirter.
Yeah,
for
yeah.
sure.
I need to get Jacob on.
He's wonderful, wonderful.
I haven't asked him. He hasn't asked me, but it needs to happen.
He's one of our favorites.
Yeah.
Yeah, some nerves. I mean, mostly because we're doing a full band show. The guys are coming in. Matt can't play, so we're going to have another guy come in. But there's no rehearsals. We've just sort of sent the songs in the charts, and and here we go.
Yeah.
So, and we're used to just playing as a duet. So, I know there's going to be plenty of moments where we're playing along, and I'm going to go, "Oh shit, that sounded really cool," and then forget words. I mean, it's going to happen several times.
So people are getting a very unique experience during this show, right?
Yeah, for sure. Us too.
First, yeah, right. That's the point.
I keep telling myself, this is what professionals do, and so,
yeah, professional up.
Yeah. Exactly, exactly.
What's I don't know if this is even really podcast material, but I saw that you have this is at the Post. I've been to the Post. I've seen a bunch of shows there. Last one I saw was Avery Burke. It was amazing. It says the ticket prices are $10 to $40. So what are y'all doing differently?
You can buy a table for $40.
Oh.
A table of 4 for $40.
Yeah. So it shakes out.
Yeah, I think that's how they usually do it.
That's pretty much what they do.
And I think they do it that way at Tulips.
Yeah, it looks confusing when you see it, but once you go in to buy tickets, it's a little more.
Yeah,
because like essentially the only way you can be like right up front is if you buy a table.
Yeah, I would want a table for sure. Right, 100%.
Well, the good news is it is almost sold out.
Oh damn!
Like the whole show.
I better get on it then. Are there any tables left?
I don't.
No tables left.
But
it's just general
they
admission.
always. Have you ever been there? I think he's going to set it up like they do the Sunday Supper Club, where there's like chairs all along the walls.
Okay, cool.
And then like a couple of bar tables over by that big garage door that opens and stuff.
I can handle it, but I've gotten so spoiled lately. Like when I go to a show, I want to sit down.
I don't blame you.
And I have a weird feeling that some of our friends might have bought tables that they don't actually have 4 people to sit at.
Yeah.
So maybe we can weasel in there. So
there's even a possibility I might know somebody that's got a table. So
this is true.
Did anybody from Amplifier Fort Worth Library buy tables yet?
Not yet.
Not that we know of.
We've sent, and we actually applied because we didn't have anything to give them yet last year, but we applied to be a part of Amplify 817.
Yeah, their selection process it's not complicated, but it's thorough, and there's so many musicians.
I can only imagine how inundated they get.
But don't they need some middle-aged prodigies up in there?
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Right?
Teresa Davis, are you listening? Rita
Middle-aged
Alfaro,
prodigy.
come on. Did y'all get a chance to talk to Rita at the mixer the other day?
We did not. We need you to
man.
take us around and tell us what we need to know.
Yeah, and I was trying. A lot of people probably don't know this, but I have severe social anxiety when it comes to places like that.
Me too.
So you saw me. I was like up against a wall.
Yeah.
And I was trying to stay in my little cubby that I'd carved out for myself.
Yeah.
But I was trying to like introduce everybody as they walked up, like, oh hey, do you know this person? And blah blah blah. But
Yeah.
I was so glad when they just put a guitar in my hand because then I know what to do. But otherwise, it's like I have to talk to people.
Yeah.
Like I walked up to Cassandra and said something super inappropriate and like cute.
I'm the same way.
Yeah. And like went up to Denver and I was like, hi, I'm Hilary. You don't know who I am, Denver Williams.
Yeah.
I was like, I really liked your last record. Hi, Keegan. Nice to meet you. I have to go now. And like totally dorked out.
Were you just
bright
Superstar?
red.
Is that who you were just now?
Maybe on accident. I mean, I have like an inner superstar. It was so dumb. I was like, I like your key lime pie song. Bye. And then I think I literally
I'm connecting with you so much right now.
I said the words, my face is turning red. I have to go.
Well, that's exactly how I feel. You know, that was a great mixer. There were so many
so
awesome,
cool.
like
Yeah.
high level
good.
Fort Worth stars there. And I feel exactly the same when I'm talking to them. Like, hey, you know, I'm trying real hard not to say I love you. Like, you're amazing. You're one of my heroes.
Can you hold me just for a minute? Just hold me.
Can we do just a slightly awkward hug? Just make it last just half a second too long.
Which is pretty much what I did with Cassandra. Sorry, you were going to say something. Andrew and I were talking about social anxiety.
Was I going to say something? Probably
know.
not. I don't
Steve's
know.
like-
This is entertaining.
Yeah,
This
Steve's
is
like, oh no, there's two of you now.
Yeah, no, absolutely. She knows. I sort of sit back and
No.
Yeah.
and watch it happen.
No, I really do connect with that though. But that was a really cool mixer, and I wanted to bring that up. There's a mixer that happens is it the second Tuesday of every month?
I think so.
Don't give
Something
me the
like
lion.
that.
I don't
But
know.
it's put on by Here Fort Worth, and I'm gonna mess this gentleman's name up too. I have to look these things up. Tom Martins with an S at the end.
Martins.
Yes, we did it together. Okay.
We didn't do it together. We
Oh,
got
well,
that guy's name.
You notice I
right
didn't
together.
say his name, so I wouldn't
Yeah.
jump into that bear trap.
Well, and one of those social anxiety things, like I know who he is, and we have met, we've talked, but like when he walked in the room, I was like, "Oh, there's Tom. I'm gonna stay over here.
Right?
If he wants to talk, he'll come talk to me. I
Totally.
don't want to mess with him."
I do the same thing with Brooks,
Yeah,
and I
Brooks.
think
Yeah,
we're
we feel
legit
the same.
friends at
Yeah.
this point. Like
We've done some
we've
serious
spent
hanging out
time
now, so,
together.
Who's Brooks?
Brooks Kendall of Athlon.
He,
He's the
um,
owner of the
owns
he
the
runs the
Post.
Post and
Books
Oh, okay.
half of Fort Worth.
Okay, haven't met him yet.
Yeah, he's
I'm real bad
wonderful.
about that. Like, there's so many musicians and so many people involved with the local scene that
how
If
could you possibly?
Yeah.
He's a good one to talk to because he's been around for a while and kind of knows all the connecting parts of
Okay,
Fort Worth.
let's get Brooks on the show.
Brooks, if you're listening.
Oh, definitely. He's definitely listening.
Totally.
So how did y'all, this is not the first time you've played Gemelli. How did y'all get involved with that?
We have a guy.
Well, Carrie and Paul started it. 'Cause
Well,
they sent
yeah.
us to
Oh,
Matthew
cool.
Stephen Jones to begin
Matthew
with.
Stephen Jones is a guy who books around
I'm
town.
familiar
as
with
well.
him. He
Yeah.
got me set up with Lindsay Hightower. The Hightower
Oh yeah,
guy.
yeah.
It's one of
he works with Hightower.
Second episode in my catalog is with
Oh,
Lindsay
cool.
Hightower.
Cool. Yeah. I think he works with them pretty exclusively.
We get lots
I
of
mean,
interest,
but-
like cool and interesting gigs from
Yeah.
Matthew Stephen Jones.
Yeah,
we like
absolutely. So that's how we got hooked up, and we just basically we watched Paul and Carrie get a bunch of gigs, and we were like, oh man, they're really good at doing that. So we just sort of, horned our way in and asked them questions.
Yeah.
and they're wonderful. Both of them. Really
Oh
lovely
yeah,
people,
love them.
and-
They've been
and,
on the show I think just once, but we see each other all the time. They actually played at an event I threw last September at Pouring Glory.
Ah,
Love
nice.
them. They're great people.
Yeah.
They really
Great
are.
people.
it. And they replaced our pool pump.
Yeah, because they've got a good. Yeah, they've got a great pool
the whole
company
thing.
too. Yeah,
And if they ever need anesthesia, I will give it to them.
Are you an anesthesiast? Anesthesiologist?
I'm a nurse anesthetist.
Nurse anesthetist. That's even better.
yeah,
It is because we don't go to as much school.
Right. But
And we actually get to do anesthesia, not just supervise
right.
it. So
Great pay, not as much school, winning both ways.
Yeah, a
Winning
little
that
less
completely.
liability.
Yeah, there's that too. Very cool. How long have you been doing that?
I graduated in 2019.
Okay.
Started
Right.
my practice on March 2nd of 2020.
How perfect is that?
yes, it was
As a-
wonderful.
I
It was-
became an airway expert on March 2nd, 2020. I mean, I already was one, but officially started functioning as one. Yeah, that was
great.
crazy.
Let's pay off these student loans.
It was intense.
Sorry, there's
Yeah.
not going to be any surgeries for a couple of months.
Well, I work for a hospital.
Yeah, working
so
for the
I-
hospital, you had to go in. They're not a surgery center, but
Were you intubating? Is that?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you were actually busy.
Well, we thought we might be busier than we were. So I am at Baylor All Saints. Big
Okay, yeah.
ear, nose, and throat practice. We cut down to only emergent surgeries, emergent, stuff that has to go.
Yeah.
But we were still helping with intubations.
But you
and
were
we
all
were working out.
hazmated up
We
and-
thought at one point that we were going to maybe have to take care of people in ORs and figure out how to split our machines and have
nobody
people.
knew.
We didn't get there, but the hospital definitely filled up, and we helped with the airways a lot. And
Yeah.
we had to do a lot
pretty
of
scary.
innovating on how we could intubate safely.
I think that's where I went whenever I got COVID, like way late in the game, like 2021, I
Really?
think. Yeah, like first part of 21. I got really sick. I fought it for about 4 weeks. I got a fever of 105, and I fought that for 2 weeks. And I had the girlfriend.
Your brain is literally boiling when you do that, Andrew. I'm so mad at you. Okay, sorry.
Now you know why I've got so many issues.
Sorry.
But I had the girlfriend throwing ice in the bathtub,
Uh-huh.
trying to get my temperature down. And I think the temperature, like being at 105, that only went on for a few days. But I was trying so hard not to go to the hospital because I knew they were overloaded. And I really did not feel that bad. I just had a really high temperature.
And that was a time when we were really encouraging people to stay home at pickup.
Yeah. So I ended up going, I don't know if it was Baylor or not, but anyway, I went up there, and it's the emergency room, and walked in, did the thing. They're like, sit down, we'll be with you when we can. But they'd already, like, I guess ran some tests on me or something, or took some blood. So I'm sitting there, and I'm just so sick. And about 5 hours into sitting there, I just stand up, walk over to the nurse, and I was like, I'm not trying to be any kind of way here, but I'm just going to go home and die now, because I can't sit in this waiting room anymore. I was so miserable. Like just being in there was killing me. I felt like I was just falling apart.
What a terrible place to be for that long.
And she was like, honey, we're not giving hospital beds away. If they told you that you need to stay, you need to go. You need to just sit down, and we'll be with you as quick as we can. But if you go home, you might not make it. And I was like, okay.
You're like, because she called me honey.
Yeah, well, she was actually really nice, but she was very stern.
Yeah.
And so I went and I sat down, and sure enough, they got me back there, and they said my blood was coagulating. Like, I was having, like, some severe...
That was the creepiest part of that wave of it.
Go home.
Was the coagulation.
Okay, so I'm not special. That was happening with a lot of people.
Yeah.
So weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, so a couple of days of that and a lot of drugs, and I was okay, but...
Oh, man, so
good,
scary.
and you were able to stay off a ventilator and all of that.
Yeah. 105, though. All my hair fell out. Did you know that's a thing?
Seriously?
I didn't know it was a thing.
Probably because you boiled your brains.
Yeah, pretty much. So
your hair just ran away from your brain.
So everybody in my office got the same strand of it at the same time. And so we were all in the hospital. I was only in the hospital for 2 days, but my supervisor was in for 2 weeks. And so whenever we got better and everybody went back to the office, we're sitting there, and like on the floor in the office, it was just covered in hair. It was crazy.
Wow.
And
it was like a groomer's.
barber shop.
Yeah, no, really. So like a few days of this going on, and I'm like, I am definitely losing my hair. And I asked my manager, I'm like, are you losing your hair too? And he's like, yeah. Oh my God, it's happening to you too. I was like, dude, look at the floor.
That's so weird.
And so we did some online doctor stuff. You know, we're MDs now.
Oh, sure.
And we got online.
Yeah.
Sure enough, if your temperature gets to a certain point, you run a pretty good chance of losing all your hair. Yeah. But it grew back. So
wow.
It's crazy.
It grew back very well, too, by the way.
Yes.
It was thicker.
For all you out there in listener land.
I think I've probably got like 2 years before I'm like, okay, got to shave it all off.
It's like, I want a lion's mane. I won't be happy till it's a lion's mane.
All right. Well, that's what we do here. We chase rabbit trails.
Yeah, that's fun.
It's good.
There's a whole story.
We went
Good
from
stuff.
anesthesia to... Wait, we started with Carrie and Paul putting in our pool pump and ended up with you losing your hair.
Full circle.
Oh, that was awesome.
Man.
All right, well, we're all set up. I can crank up line 4 here and see how well the Roadcaster does. Usually we have them plugged in, but today we're going to try to just wing it.
We're just going to see what happens. Huh?
Are y'all ready to play? I kind of just threw that at you.
Yeah, sure.
Figured you've been holding them guitars for half an hour now. We might.
I like it.
It helps.
I like it.
helps.
I know what to do when I'm holding a guitar.
Yeah.
I am less comfortable.
It's your security
with that
blanket?
one.
Yeah, you know where to kind of put your hands in.
Absolutely. Sorry, the air conditioner made me have to tune again. My sweet little Taylor's very delicate.
Ooh, just a little bit of air conditioner, and it's got a...
Now, I'm just blaming the air conditioner. Don't you know?
Yeah.
That's how I roll.
I do now.
Now you do.
We're learning
It's
so much
never
today.
my fault.
Aren't we?
We're going to play a song off the record that's not one of the singles.
Nope.
It's called Jack.
This is a Hilary composition.
Take a little drink of water.
Go for it. No rush.
See what we got going here.
I can do some edits.
Although you might want to keep that little laugh in. That's pretty fun.
I like it.
Yeah.
It's a sound bit now. I'm going to put it on a button.
Hey, nice. The crowd goes wild.
There's another good one.
Right? You got a snort out of her?
All right. This is a song called Jack.
Get it.
Lights up, last call. Now I'm behind the wheel. Just close the deal. How about that? Emptying my pockets. Got no dignity. Just trying to go from 0 to 60. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, Jack. Are you? I'm not sorry, no. I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? One quick last look at my late nights and I finally back. No, I don't wanna go again. And I'm the kind of woman, you're the kind of man, and fair is fair, right is right. And the question is, how much can you stand? And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, Jack. Are you? I'm not sorry, no. I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? Well, I pulled every punch, drank every drop, jumped on my tricks, cannot stop. I will not take it back. I'm not sorry. And now it's noon and morning, shaking, yawning. Nobody's here, just me and my head. And who woke up before me started pouring me. I pull on my high heels and go out and do it all again, 'cause I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, Jack. Are you? I'm not sorry, no. I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? Well, I pulled every punch, drank every drive, and jumped on my tricks, cannot stop. I will not take it back. I'm not sorry. I burned every bridge, broke every heart, and built it up and I tore it apart, and I cannot take it back. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, no. I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? I'm not sorry, no. I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you?
Awesome.
Oh my God, I think there were just roses at my feet.
There were.
A bra hit me.
Nice. Yeah. That was Andrew's.
I got hit with a shoe. Nice.
Hey, getting shoes thrown at you
throwing
that's
is a high compliment
I think
in
so,
my
yeah.
circle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, some very prestigious people have had shoes thrown at them. So.
No, though, legit. When I lived in Japan, I was a performer in Osaka at the Universal.
What were you doing in Japan?
I was a comedic actor for Universal Studios Japan in another life.
Lead with that.
And, Hi, I lived in Osaka during 9/11, no less.
Oh God.
Yeah. Anyway, but we would get bored, and we'd all play songs for each other. We'd gather around, all the performers. We lived in this big house together. And when you got done, if you did a really good job, there'd be a pile of shoes in front of you.
Well, what is the symbolism there?
It was like, oh, that's so good, I'm going to throw my shoe at you. It's like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm. It's a thing. It's a real thing. And then I brought it back to Fort Worth. It was really my friend Shalonda who started it. I think it was like a thing from her community. And then she brought it to me. And now, when you're at music night, if you do a really good job, there might be a pile of shoes in front of you.
I am really glad you told me that, because if I had just seen this, I'd have been like, what in the hell is going on?
It's a little uncomfortable for new people who play a kick-ass song, they do amazing, and then they get shoes thrown at them. The look, it's kind of worth it to see the look on their faces.
If it's really, really good, can we say bad words on this podcast?
Go for it.
If it's really, really good, I'll be like, I have something in my pocket for you. Fuck you. Fuck you. I'll be like, I fucking hated that.
Yeah. Hate you so much. And that's a high compliment if people hate you.
Where could we go watch a show and expect to see some shoes fly?
Oh.
Well, I don't know about that. I mean, our music nights are basically where all the shoes are thrown.
Yeah, I mean, and anybody who wants to come hear us and
circles.
throw shoes at us, that's totally cool with us too.
Yeah.
We might throw them back.
But if we're in an audience, we don't mind throwing shoes at people.
We'll throw a shoe.
We'll do it.
Yeah, I don't. This is the first time I've heard this.
Yeah.
So I would think that there would be some selective venues that if you threw a shoe, you might get kicked out.
Probably. I mean, but it's Fort Worth. Fort Worth's pretty.
Am I just not in the know? Is that a pretty well known thing?
No, I don't think so. Okay. It's just we're just done that way.
So how did you end up Osaka with Universal Studios? Did you do comedy?
I did.
Oh, okay, very cool.
Comedy, yeah. Sorry, we've been talking about me too much. I'm sorry. Yes, I did comedy.
I'm interesting too.
I used to do improvisational comedy in Dallas with a group called Lone Star Comedy, and and then I went to an audition one day and I got it, and my first husband. We were dating at the time, and my starter husband. We love you, Chad. We do. We actually do. Anyway, we went and we both got the job in Japan, but he stayed here because he was booking a bunch of commercials, and I went and for a year and worked in Japan as a improvisational comedian.
Did you learn some local language?
Oh yeah, and it took me a while when I got back because you kind of work it into your English. So like one day I was like walking my dog and I was like "Kyotsuke," because she was wrapping herself around it.
Does that mean bad dog?
It means be careful. It means there's danger. And like it took me a while to stop posturing when I got back too, because that's a real thing where you do a lot of bowing, and the depth of it is dependent on where you are in the hierarchy with that person, and it's a real thing. But
I've heard if you're not from that culture, you can never quite nail it.
I don't know whether
I can't imagine you can.
Yeah, I'm sure we didn't. I don't think they expected us to, but lots of Japanese still.
Very cool.
Got back. Yeah.
All right, Steve, tell us an interesting story, man, because she's got so many.
I know.
We got to even this out.
I landed in the former Soviet Union city of Kiev when Chernobyl melted down in 1986. How's that?
You were there?
I was there.
What? Why? Yeah. Why would you do that? Were you with Dad?
It was
Dad's fault?
No. Being in Germany, we took some exotic trips and stuff, and there was just a travel group. My mom and my brother and I went to the former Soviet Union. It's something that you could do, and so it just so happens that we landed in Kiev, and then just as a quick stopover.
Isn't it called Kiev?
I think it's Kiev. I know. There's probably people yelling at me, but it's so
just because it was in the news recently, right?
Yeah, I hate to be that girl,
but. But then we just did a connecting flight to Moscow and spent several days in Moscow, and then rode a train from Moscow to Leningrad in an open air train. And
problematic.
By this time, the whole world knows that Chernobyl has melted down, and there's nuclear waste in the air into the Scandinavian countries and everything like that. And the last stop was supposed to be in Kyiv. Got it. And so by then, we were kind of fat, dumb, and happy, enjoying the time and trading, rock and roll cassette tapes and cigarettes and gum and OP T-shirts and stuff like that for like military medals and things like that. I still have a Soviet flag and a Ukrainian flag, nice. Stuff like that. We didn't know anything about it until we kind of did, and we ended up not going to Kiev. We ended up staying, but the people were like, no, nothing's happened, and we go into the what we call the economy, and ask around, and people would go, yeah, we've heard about it, but it's no big deal. We heard maybe one person dead, and some people would go, yeah, there's like 100,000 people dead, and they didn't even know. So I got to witness communism and the suppression of information at its finest. And then so when we flew back, we were taken out of the plane on the tarmac at Ramstein Air Base,
running Geiger counters,
Geiger counters on us.
Oh my God!
Yeah, took showers and did the whole thing, and had to pee in a cup for a month and everything. So we were fine, but it was quite a story.
No out of normal readings came out of your
fine.
pee.
Yeah, no.
Damn, that's terrifying.
Yeah, I didn't glow, didn't do anything.
And all of them created normal offspring.
Right? Yeah. Yeah. Normal.
As normal as an Obermiller
What is
ever
normal?
is. Yeah.
Man,
So there
low
you
blow.
go. There.
So give us some insider information. Do you know anything about Chernobyl that maybe isn't popular knowledge?
No, I other than watching a
on, Steve, give
fabulous
us something.
documentary. I think there's an HBO documentary on it that's
very good.
really
Yeah.
good.
Did you
There's
know-
got a couple of them. but-
Recently, I might have my facts mixed up here, but it sounds like they're building a new enclosure around that thing. But the readings are still so hot that what they did is they're building it on a rail.
They did.
And they're going to slide this thing
Already
over.
done.
Oh, it's
That's
done.
what that
Okay.
was the plan that was
Yeah.
done. From what I hear though is that they've started to have problems with that enclosure.
Okay, so maybe they're building a second one.
Perhaps, if
but-
that's news, but yeah.
But what
if
they
that's
were talking
news.
about was they're like, this new enclosure will last 100 years. And it's like, oh, that's great.
I think
That's
that's
the
what they
second.
said about the last one.
But the thing is, like, the issue that they're having there is going to continue way longer
That's
than
exactly.
humans will even be on the planet. Like,
Yeah.
it's never going to stop.
That 100 years is a blink.
The
it's not.
documentary is called The Lost Tapes, and they actually have footage, the old videotape from the government footage of what happened, the cover up, the whole thing. It's really fascinating if you're even at all interested in that sort of thing.
I know the end of the story. Like, okay, meltdown. Lots of people had to be evacuated. A lot of people got sick. A lot of people died. But what did cause that meltdown?
I
still don't think they
can't
know.
recall other than shoddy workmanship,
Yeah.
basically,
Mismanagement.
and mismanagement.
Probably like
Shoddy
all the other
workmanship.
ones. Like, there's a coolant system issue, and they have to evacuate before everybody dies, and now there's no way to fix it.
Yeah, I think it was just bad technology and bad management.
Do you know we had one of these in Canada?
A meltdown?
Yeah. So, I mean, it wasn't Chernobyl size.
No, yeah.
But they had a reactor.
I know 3 Mile Island, that story from the
Right, with the testing and all
80s.
that.
Yeah.
But apparently they had not a full meltdown, but they had a breach in one of the reactors, the coolant system or something, in Canada. And they had to deconstruct this thing and then reconstruct it. So it got rebuilt, and I guess the material got moved to another place or something crazy. But the radiation levels were so high, and Canada reached out to the U.S. like, we don't know what to do. And so the U.S. came up with a plan, but the radiation levels were so high that every person that went in there to deconstruct this thing only got to work for 90 seconds.
Yeah.
So they came up with a full plan on how to take this apart in 90-second increments. So somebody would go in there and remove a bolt, and if it took 90 seconds, that's all they got to do, and then they had to leave. And one of those guys was Jimmy Carter.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
So
I
anyway.
have a sweet spot for Jimmy Carter.
He's
You like
he's
old
an
Jimmy.
American badass. That dude did a lot after his presidency, and he was just a good dude.
Yeah. I still mean to read his book about
He did
Israel.
pass away just recently, didn't he?
He was either close or he
Yeah. I don't
or
know.
he was I don't know if it's actually occurred.
Yeah.
But he's
I'll look it up.
definitely
Yeah.
Jimmy Carter.
It's
dead?
been a good run.
Question mark.
it's been a good
Yeah.
run.
He was a great dude.
He did good stuff.
Yeah. Really smart guy. I'm a fan.
Do y'all want to play one more?
Sure.
Let me see Jimmy Carter real quick. Still alive,
Okay.
looks like.
Yeah, I think he's got a terminal diagnosis though, along with his advanced age.
What was the name of the last song you played?
That was called Jack.
Okay. And what is the next song we're playing?
The next song I'm going to play is called Mrs. Montgomery.
Crowd favorite.
Yeah. This was actually released
listen to
as a
this
single under my name a couple of years ago, and a buddy of mine did a video for it. Turned out really lovely, and we just decided to put it on the record as well. So.
Yeah, I saw the video. When did y'all shoot? Looked like it was maybe 8 months old.
Yeah, I think we did it early last year, or something like that. Yeah, we went to Southside Preservation Hall, and
That place is nuts, right?
oh, that place is awesome.
Wild. We did a Christmas thing there.
Yeah,
Anyway,
I'm a board member.
are you really?
Yeah.
Oh, very cool.
Yeah, we're trying to.
I was
trying
there
to
for the
save
very itchy
sanctuary.
Christmas.
Oh yeah. I missed that, but yeah, we're doing a whole bunch of cool stuff.
I'm a Southside board member widow.
You told me about that, and I completely blanked on it. But yeah, you're on the committee there.
Yeah,
Very cool.
yeah, we're doing some good stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, so we went there and then found a house in in Fairmount and sat on a porch and videoed that part of it. And there's a bit of it. I think we did some stuff up in our studio, but I don't think any of that made it. But yeah. Anyway, he did a great job. He was
it looked very
Scott's
clean.
a great guy. So yeah.
Y'all sounded great in it. So
thanks. So yeah, this is Mrs. Montgomery. Let's see. I have new nails, so it might get dicey with the finger picking.
don't fall, Mike.
Okay. Do you want to try it?
I couldn't
It
hit
sounded
the note.
great.
Yeah,
It
well,
did.
I
Going
couldn't
well.
hit the note, so I don't know why I messed it up. It's funny.
You're probably not the first person to mess up a song
yeah, probably
No,
not.
definitely not.
trying to play in studio.
You can cut that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's the one edit.
Cut it
that
right
we'll
out.
do. Shit.
No, I'll cut it up.
Well, now I'm in my head. We'll see what happens.
No.
Let's try it
Okay,
again.
so folks, we just cut the first take of a song. We're going to play something different for you now.
We are.
Sorry.
We're gonna play
I know.
something different.
I'm trying not to do edits, but you know what? If our guest needs an edit, we're going to do an edit.
Yeah, we're gonna do a different song. For some reason, that one's not working.
Steve
That
needs
happens.
an edit.
Yeah.
Old Steve.
Let's do it. Let's just do "Thick as Thieves." Should we do that one?
Sure.
Okay.
Give a round
I
of
just-
applause. Come on, folks. Cheer him on. Let's go, Steve. Yeah.
What was I saying about professionalism earlier?
You're on a podcast, man.
Right.
It's okay.
Well, I think there's to give a great excuse is I have the headphones on, the microphone's right here,
Yeah,
so
it's
when I
weird.
try and you can't quite hear the guitar, and so there's
That's weird because I still played a song.
I know you nailed it.
Just kidding. I'm such a jerk.
but you were right.
Y'all can. Everybody should just feel bad for Steve because he has to live with me.
Yeah, I get good compensation though.
I'm not giving any comments to this.
Yes,
No, I
this is
totally
where you
get
step
it.
back.
Yeah,
you just
for
like
sure.
moonwalk out of the room.
Yeah, it's not easy.
I'm out of here.
Oh, did I make you do that? And we don't have a capo.
Uh-oh.
It's okay. I'm just not going to play.
All right.
Do you need a capo?
Yes.
Can we get a capo? Oh, your head. Don't forget your head.
My head.
Here. Just having fun. Having fun here.
If you'd kept that guitar part together, it would have all been.
It would have been fine, yeah. I was having a hard time hearing it. It was weird. Couldn't hear the guitar.
That's weird.
Yeah. You're weird.
You're weird. You're weirder.
Since Andrew's gone, we'll host our little Fort Worth Roots podcast.
Yeah, but he's probably going to cut this whole part out where he went to the loo.
You don't know.
We don't know.
You don't know.
But I like
It's up
him.
to him.
I feel like he could hang out with us.
I wouldn't mind that.
Like, he seems like somebody we could be pals with.
Yeah, I feel like he's pals with a lot of people because he's that guy. And he's got this podcast that's kind of
true.
kicking ass, you know? So,
Well, anybody who loves Fort Worth.
right? He's doing strong work, y'all. Okay, we'll see if we can remember this song.
Next time he has us back, I'll play my Fort Worth song.
Yeah. Hilary has a new Fort Worth song.
I don't know why you're saying that. You're just saying that to him when he goes to edit.
I know. That's okay.
It's called Fort Worth, I Forgive You. I don't know why you think it's funny to say Fort Worth, I Forgive. My song's called Fort Worth, I Forgive You.
I was laughing because, you know, it may or may not go on the podcast.
He's like, I'm gonna go ahead and air the 5 minutes when I wasn't in the room.
Yeah, Andrew's going to pee. He's going to leave this in. Of us just rambling and saying nothing.
You only
and-
get one edit, Steve.
well, let's keep this part then.
Oh, okay.
We
Yeah,
said nice
yeah.
things about you.
Awesome.
So,
I appreciate it. Okay, we got our shit together now.
Yeah, totally.
ostensibly.
Shit
Note
is
to
together.
self. Note to self: don't drink a pot of coffee during a recording.
You always learn something, don't you? It's always something
I
new.
knew better. I was just being a rebel.
Do you want to move this to where it'll record us both?
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Kind
that's
of.
good.
I wish I had. I have 2 mics. I should have that set up next time.
We're good.
We're good?
Yeah.
We're totally good.
Totally good.
It's Andrew's show.
good.
We go as long as he says.
No, we're wrapping it up, but we had to get at least 2 songs out of you.
I feel like we could talk for 3 more hours.
We could, but you have a show to go to, and the dogs have to be fed. Come on.
Yeah, we got...
I got the full brief.
Man, he's on it, isn't
Why
he?
didn't you tell him all that? This song's called Thick as Thieves. I can't believe you told him the dogs need to be fed.
It's an important
It's just
detail.
life. These are things, yeah. I mean, you broke into Marcel the Shell, so I don't think you had...
And you're coming back. You're coming back.
Okay,
Right.
that'd be good.
Can we get some more Marcel the Shell?
Absolutely, yeah.
I should totally come back, sing him a song as Marcel the Shell.
Oh, my God.
With shoes on.
That's beautiful.
I want to hear that. Right?
Listen, Fort Worth, I forgive you.
Sorry.
I do. I forgive you, Fort Worth. It's okay.
That's pretty awesome.
You ready? 1, 2, 3, 4.
I've got a lover I love till death. If I'd have wagered I'd have met him, I'd have lost that bet. We always got a reason and a way to leave. In spite of ourselves, now we're thick as thieves. Thick as thieves, pulled together by love and other mysteries. Thick as thieves.
Well, my love's daddy died before we met. That's just the way it had to be, I guess. She swears sometimes he speaks through me. She says we'd have been thick as thieves. Thick as thieves, tied together as tight as we could be. Thick as thieves. Enter badass Matt Tedder.
That's right. And I also have to just say that this next verse, entirely true.
Me and my baby used to fight and cuss about exes, directions, politics, and such. But thanks to our mutual depravity, me and my baby now we're thick as thieves. Thick as thieves, Depravity loves company. It makes you thick as thieves. Pulled together by love and other mysteries. Thick as thieves. Well, I got a lady I love till death.
Awesome. That's fine. That's exactly why that's there. To block your arm from hitting the wall.
That's right. I was
protecting you with my coat. That's great, guys. I really like that one. Really
Thanks. I always think we're saying thick ass thieves.
I know, right?
Some big bootied thieves.
Right. Or like we're stealing. I don't know. Stealing asses.
We're asses. Yeah,
we're ass thieves.
Yeah, we're ass thieves. Yeah.
Love
Which is a whole other thing.
Got 2 snorts today.
Right,
We're doing pretty good.
Yeah.
When did y'all write that one?
I wrote that, I don't know.
2015?
Yeah, something like that. quite some time ago. A lot of the album is that way. This particular album is stuff that I've written or she's written on her own and then contributed to them. And then at the beginning, I guess we're coming up right on a year when we actually started writing together.
Okay.
After 10 years.
Yeah, 3 co-writes on this record.
Yeah, so.
And the first one was with Stephen Prigmore and Steve. I had the song that I'd been trying to finish for a long time. And finally, my friend Stephen, you should totally talk to him sometime.
Tell him to get on the show.
You would love him. He just would like follow me around. I'd be like doing something and I'd say something. He'd be like, "Huh, you should probably write songs. Maybe you should write songs." So finally, we sat down and finished this song, the 3 of us together, and then we wrote a couple more together.
Put those on the record. So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I could also see a mashup between you guys and Late to the Station for sure.
Okay. All right.
I mean, that's got some pretty similar energies there.
He's got a great single rhythm section going.
And Carrie's
Carrie just
the smokinest
freaks me
guitar
out.
player.
Isn't it?
Lord,
She's like
it's so
some
wild.
kind of a wizard.
she's so
Both of them. He's over there playing 7 instruments at the same time. She's got a kazoo and a guitar
and a flute and
yeah.
I know. Like now they're doing flute solos.
They're
and shit.
amazing.
Yeah,
they're amazing.
Yeah.
Love them to death. But yeah, y'all have a similar energy. I like it.
Thanks.
Cool. That's a compliment.
We'll take it.
Heck yeah.
It's a huge compliment.
All right, so we got an album release show at the Post, March 26th. Go online. It's got the Eventbrite thing.
Is this going up before then?
I'm gonna try to. Yeah.
Wow.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
We're gonna do it.
Aren't you wonderful?
We're also doing record releases all around Texas.
Yeah, we're in Quitman,
Turkey,
in
Texas, and
We're going to be in
Austin.
Austin.
Okay.
Um,
So I was gonna read off your website there, but it's not up there.
That's all right.
So give it to the.
That's
people's-
tipsandobermiller.com.
Okay, and that will be in the show notes, folks. You can go there and see the full schedule and buy tickets.
Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome. And then on Instagram, it is Tips and Obermiller.
Yeah, and it's tips with 2 P's. P as in Paul.
Not tips like you better be tipping your waitress.
No.
I mean, it
2 Ps.
sounds like that, but backwards it's bit. Obermiller. O-B-E-R Miller.
Pretty easy. Once you see it,
Yeah.
you got it.
I just like to
make
spell
sense,
my
but
name a
yeah.
lot because you'd be surprised what I get in the mail.
Well, and yeah. But I did have to, like, whenever I was looking you guys up, and I was like, it's definitely 2 P's,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Definitely 2 P's,
Definitely 2
not
Ps.
2 T's. Not to be confused with 2 T's.
Although we did just have a review that he said tips over and over, and then just in one small place it said Tibbs.
But I loved it because it felt like no, but it's the Sidney Poitier, hats off, in the heat of the night, Mr. Tibbs. I loved
You think
it.
that's what the author was going for?
That's a deep cut reference.
Whether
right
it was
there.
an accident or not,
I'll
I will
take it,
take the Sidney Poitier
Yeah, I'm
tip.
impressed.
Very cool. Where else should people find your material at?
Well, the record's going to release on March 24th.
Into all of the places
Yeah.
that you hear music.
And that's going to be Tips and Obermiller. And then if you look up my name, Steve Obermiller, I have an EP that I released about 6 years ago. And then I had a rock and roll band called Uber Duber that has
Such
2
good stuff.
EPs. And,
It's
and
very
that was
good.
real fun.
Y'all have a video, Uber Duber and Tips.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, the song "Trouble in Mind" comes from that session with Uber Duber,
Okay.
as a tribute to our buddy Joe, who was the guitar player in it, who passed away. So,
Okay.
yeah. So when you're hearing that song, that's actually Uber Duber playing that.
Okay.
Yeah. That was a fun project and really cool E EPs.
We just scratched the surface here today, folks.
Yes.
We have activities to do, adulting and life. So we're going to cut this one a little bit short. I told him an hour. We're 4.5 minutes overdue. So, guys, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Thank
you
you
for
for
having
doing
us.
this.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You
So
guys are great.
cool.
And wish I had got you on sooner, but I'm trying to make the rounds. There's
You got
too many musicians.
Well, and you're also talking to businesses and
Yeah,
and,
there's a
and
lot.
not just keeping it with just the musicians,
Yeah.
and I think that makes your podcast better, and
Thank
it is
you.
all about Fort Worth, not just music.
That's
so.
what we're trying to do.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. And we're going to have to start releasing more episodes, and I'm trying to clear out my schedule so that I can do that. And anyway, try to get more people in here. But But there's people that want to come on the show, and I'm trying to find places to plug them in. And by the way, here's a good PSA. If you want to be on the show and you have emailed me in the past, just email me again. I'm not ignoring you on purpose, okay?
Follow up.
Yes, for sure. Okay. And don't forget, March 26th, album release party at the Post with our guest today. And that's it. We're going to get out of here and go feed the dog.
Here we go.
All right. Thank y'all again. Steve and Hilary, thank you for being on the Fort Worth Roots podcast. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget Tips and Obermiller album release show at the Post this Sunday, March 24th, starting at 6 p.m. We are going to play 2 tracks for you here in just a minute. It is Jack, that's going to be the first track, and then Thick as Thieves will be the second track. And the Thick as Thieves track is off of their new album. It is my personal favorite out of the Tips and Obermiller catalog so far. Granted, I have not listened to everything they've done, but I really like that song. And they just did it for you live in the studio, so gotta love that. Mr. Sean Russell, I hope you're okay with me stealing audio from your TikTok to promote that event. Ladies and gentlemen, don't forget, let's see, when are you listening to this? If you're listening to it on a Wednesday, then it's today. I'm doing this on a Tuesday evening, late. Trying to get these backlog episodes out to you. Anyway, it's going to be on the 22nd at Lola's, and it's going to be interesting. But we gotta support people that are doing awesome stuff like this for our community. So go check that out if you get a chance. That's at Lola's. Lola's is awesome. All right, let's jump right into these sponsors real quick. This is the second episode for the week, so we're going to skim over this briefly. Talk about our amazing sponsors. I told you about Halk Walker Originals at the front of the show. HalkWalker.com is where you go for that. They offer a huge variety of unique and personalized gifts. Also laser engraving to customize just about anything you can think of. Woodpost Metalworks. You can go to woodpostmetalworks.com and use offer code podcast817. They specialize in metal signs with or without LED backlighting, fence and gate repair or installation, light steel fabrication, industrial plasma cutting, and more. And again, when you go to woodpostmetalworks.com, use offer code podcast817 and get 10% off. Keep Fort Worth dollars in Fort Worth pockets. You need something for your business, you need signage, you need a unique gift ideas. Those 2 sponsors right there are going to get you taken care of. Halk Walker Originals does a lot of really intricate and specialized swag for your business too. That's something else they specialize in. You need something custom and cool for your side gig or your business or whatever, they got you covered. HalkWalker.com and then woodpostmetalworks.com. Okay, I'm repeating myself. Roofing Solutions by Darren Houck. You can go to roofingsolutionsHouck.com, 817-692-8496. I've been pumping out videos for Mr. Darren over the last couple of weeks because we have had some strange weather. High winds that are twisting signs up out of the ground, so who knows what they're doing to your roofs. And then we have had some, in my opinion, kind of isolated hell issues. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, not everybody got hit, but some people got tore up. So anyway, if you have any inkling of an idea that there's a problem with your roof, give Darren a call. They will do the roofing tune-up. They get up there and they reseal pipe jacks and vent covers and things like that. And it'd be a good opportunity for them to get up there and just check to make sure you don't have a point of entry for moisture or something like that. So, and since you are a Fort Worth Roots podcast listener, you get 50% off of that. Okay? Okay. RoofingSolutionsHouck.com or on the phone, 817-692-8496. And then our friends over at Pour and Glory. This is a place that I frequent about twice a week on the average. They have excellent food there. They've got wonderful burgers. I like their chicken wings. And I am trying to pull up their information right now because I don't have it written down on this sheet. Their address is 1001 Bryan Avenue, Fort Worth, Texas. Zip code is 76104. It used to be called Mass. Now it's called Cicada. I don't know that it's fully open yet. I know that people have been talking about Cicada or whatever. They're not a sponsor, but it's a pretty well-known landmark there on Main Street. Why am I telling you this? Because if you're standing there at the Old Mass or the New Cicada and you look to the east, there's a building right there. If that building wasn't there, you'd be able to see right to Pouring Glory. It's right there behind it. I tell people it's a great place to pregame. You know, if you're going to night out on the town, I'd start off there at Pouring Glory. Real chill environment, lots of good craft beers, excellent food, very nice people, good environment. And then you could go do all your other debaucherous stuff on your weekend. But, you know, if partying isn't the thing for you anyway, and it's not for me, so I usually end up there with the lunch crowd or, you know, early evening people. And it's just real laid back, and you can bring your doggo, dog friendly. In fact, on Sundays they do a dog park Sunday thing where the dogs run unleashed in the little back area. Well, I say little, it's actually huge. It used to be a parking lot before COVID. Then he fenced it off. But that, I think, goes on every Sunday until 4 o'clock. So bring your dogs. I'd like to see more dogs up there. When I go up there on a Sunday and there's not 50 dogs there, I get a little bummed out. So bring your dog. Okay, is that it? We talked about, well, we didn't talk about our events, did we? You already know, but I'll tell you again. April 7th, we got the Psychedelic Panther. That is going to be an excellent show. Lots of music, live bands, 2 days, 2 stages, vendors, all sorts of stuff. And you can look it up. You can, it's late. I'm getting tired. You can look up all this information on Facebook or their website, Psychedelic Panther. Easy to find. You can even go to the Fort Worth Roots Facebook page or the Instagram, and we've been posting lots of information about Psychedelic Panther, so that's another way you can find it. And then we've got at Pouring Glory. This is kind of a new thing, but April 20th, the 420 event at Pouring Glory. Denver Williams will be there, and there will be a couple other musicians. Still waiting on those details, but Denver Williams for sure. Denver's a really excellent dude, Fort Worth legend, and you got to come check him out. That's April 20th. More details to come. That's a Thursday, by the way. I know. And then April 22nd, the River Oaks Spring Fest Car Show. Lots of classic cars. Last year there were 300 plus vendors. Last year there were 88, I believe, and there will be more this year. And the head count stopped after the guy counting heads got tired. Excuse me, Jesus. He counted 7,000 people. It's a lot. And that's not counting the people that brought the cars or the vendors or me. And when I'm telling you about these events, Fort Worth Roots podcast is going to be at each one of these. Shaking babies and kissing hands. Okay, that is all of it. We have, what do we got at the very end here? We got Jack. First track is going to be Jack. And then the second track that I'm going to play for you is Thick as Thieves. All right. I don't know that I have it in me to put out a third episode this week, but you just might get it. And if you do, it's going to be an episode that we did with Lucas Peterson many, many moons ago that has been sitting in our archive collecting dust. We didn't forget about old Lucas. We've just been trying to accommodate everybody's schedule. Okay. That's it. I love you. Have a good evening. Enjoy the rest of your week. And if I don't see you again this week, I will see you Monday. All right. Yeah, I didn't forget anything, right? Okay. All right. Get some sleep. See ya.
Lights up, last call. Now I'm behind the wheel. Just close the deal. How about that? Emptied my pockets. Got no dignity. Just trying to go from 0 to 60. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry, Jack. Are you? I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? One quick last look at my my late nights and I've laid back. No, I don't wanna go again. And I'm the kind of woman, you're the kind of man, and fair is fair, right is right. And the question is, how much can you stand? And I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry, Jack. Are you? I'm not sorry, no, I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? Well, I pulled every punch, drank every drop, jumped on my tricks, cannot stop. I will not take it back. I'm not sorry. And now it's noon in the morning, shaking, yawning. Nobody's here, just me and my head. And I woke up before me, started the poor maze. I pull on my high heels, I go out and do it all again. 'Cause I'm not sorry, I'm not sorry, Jack. Are you? I'm not sorry, no, I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? Well, I pulled every punch, drank every drop, and jumped on my tricks, cannot stop. I will not take it back. I'm not sorry. I burned every bridge, broke every heart, and built it up and I tore it apart, and I cannot take it back. And I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. No, I'm not sorry, Jack. How about you? I'm not sorry. I'm not sorry. No. I've got a man I love till death. If I'd have wagered, I'd have met him, I'd have lost that bet. We always have a reason and a way to leave. In spite of ourselves, now we think as thieves. Thick as thieves, as thieves. Tied together as tight as we could be. Thick as thieves. My love's daddy died before we met. That's just the way it had to be, I guess. She swears sometimes he speaks through me. She says we'd have been thick as thieves. Thick as thieves, as thieves. Pulled together by love and other mysteries. Thick as thieves. tied together as tight as we could be. Thick as thieves. Me and my baby used to fight and cuss about exes, directions, politics, and such. Thanks to our mutual depravity, me and my baby now we're thick as thieves. Thick as thieves, as thieves. Depravity loves company. It makes you thick as thieves. Pulled together by love and other mysteries. Thick as thieves. I got a lady I love till